Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Josh and this is my beautiful 79 Corvette. My wife and I last night or the night before were reading some of your comments. I take your comments extremely seriously and I try to be as active as I can within the community. And some of them really made us laugh. Some of them made my wife question who the hell did she marry. And some of them were very well taken and very in good faith. So with that being said, I just wanted to go over a couple of comments, do sort of like a Q&A, let you guys know who I am. Once again, this is gonna be a little bit of a different video. You're gonna be seeing a lot of these. So if you don't wanna see these, feel free to change the video. But if you would like to hear what I have to say, I would greatly appreciate it. With that being said, let's get started. All right, so two questions that are always persistent in my channel is why a Corvette? And it's a very simple answer. I simply adore the car. I remember when I was younger, always wanting to get a Corvette. I just loved the kind of Coca-Cola shape and the way the car handles and just a lot of the smaller things about this car that drew me into it. I looked at a couple of different cars. I looked at a couple of older Porsches, way out of my budget. I looked at a couple of MGB midgets, I believe it's what it's called, and wasn't too interested, and I just didn't like the way it handled. I thought it was a very small car and I just simply was not that interested. Looked at other options, but the Corvette always drew my attention. I figured it was a car that wasn't too expensive and I can put some work into it and kind of learn from it. They also have an amazing engine that you can pretty much do whatever you want and the engine will not be destroyed. So really good car. And so far, I have zero regrets. Another question that comes up often is what's my daily driver? And funny enough, a commenter says, is the Lexus your daily driver? I'm sure they mean the Lexus. No, that's my wife's car. She drives the Lexus. I adore that car. I love driving it. It's a very sporty car and I honestly just love Toyotas and Lexus. But no, my daily driver is right here. It's a 2015 Mercedes E350. It has the AMG Sport Package, which means absolutely nothing other than having a couple of decals here and there. 3.5 engine. Pretty good car actually. It's built like a tank. They use it as taxis in some other places. Really reliable car. This one has about 87,000 miles to it. And you know, with a little bit of love and just doing the maintenance as scheduled could go a long way. I am waiting till the car hits after 100,000 to see if I feel the same way about it. Michael Romine 7195 says, bad review, mister. You are either love them or hate. You're wrong. My 78-piece car rear glass doesn't open. Get your information straight before you take about a car. Let me just reread that again. Bad review, mister. You either love them or hate them. You are wrong. My 78-piece car rear glass doesn't open. Get your information straight before you talk about a car. Yeah, you're completely right, Michael. I was wrong. I should have done more research. The only reason why I said it that way is because a buddy of mine that I go to the shows with, or I go with to Corvette-related events often, has a hatch that opens. I text him pretty much once you sent me that comment a couple of months ago, and he said that his was aftermarket. So there is an aftermarket option that you can do. And when I was talking to him about making this video, he kind of didn't disclose this information. So it's his fault, not mine. Just kidding. It is my fault. I should have researched more. But thank you for the comment. Larry Huntington 5398 says, your videos on this car are always fun and informative. I really enjoy watching them. Please keep making them. They are a lot of fun. Thank you, Larry. Your support is really appreciated. I could not do these videos without people like you. I take these comments very seriously. And you know, when you guys put nice things or any type of feedback, it's extremely appreciated because you're taking a minute of your day to tell me something that you feel strongly about. And I want to take that into a high accountability and consideration and be able to, you know, show you that I've read it or acknowledge that I've read it and obviously work on what you're telling me or continue doing what you're telling me. So thank you so much for the feedback and I hope you stay with me for a long time. Beef Sorenson 693 says, How come you have a pocket on your t-shirt sleeve? Ironically. I don't know, man. I think I went on a shopping spree like 10 years ago and I bought a whole bunch of the same shirts in different colors. Trust me, I have them in different colors with the same exact zipper. I don't know the use of it. I will tell you, I don't like closing them all the way through. I like leaving it halfway through. Don't know why. And also, I just think it's a comfortable shirt to wear. Like I said, I do own a couple of them. I'm not just wearing the same one over and over again, maybe. But I do enjoy wearing them. Again, I don't know what the pocket is all about, but it's there, so it's gonna stay with me for, I guess, until my wife throws it away on, you know, something. Thanks for the comment. TM Cat X6497 says, automatic, what a Lozda. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Before the Mercedes, I used to drive a Camaro 2LT, and it was a 6-speed manual with a short throw shifter. Loved that car. Engine was a disaster. Had a huge problem with timing chain, but loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed driving the car. It was a favorite for me, and mind you, I love Camaros. Like that was the 5th gen Camaro was probably the best car that I've ever came out and that I've ever owned. So yeah, sadly, I just didn't have the budget at the time. I think this one just kind of met a lot of standards that I have for the car. It just qualified on a lot of levels, and having a compromise like the gearbox was one of the things that I was willing to do. I know, it's crazy to hear, but it was just one of the things that were not high on my list. I think there were other things that I wanted to look at the car, aside from either having an automatic or a manual transmission. I agree with you, so thank you so much for the comment and reminding me that my car is an automatic. Copycat YouTube 2112 says, I don't need 5 reasons, C3 Corvettes is just awesome. I just wanted to highlight this comment because I just could not agree more with you. I feel exactly the same way you feel, so thank you so much for the comment, Copycat. Pipe Dream Customs says, this is a good one. First of all, there are seats, not chairs. Chairs have legs, and it's not a 40-year-old car, it's a 44-year-old car. Trust me, a lot of people get annoyed and offended when I say chairs and not seats. I think the reason why I avoid it is because I think when I say seats, it sounds very wrong. It's not a natural word for me. It's very weird. And second of all, I always forget. English is not my first language. I obviously try to speak it as best as I can, but there are small things that they just get stuck to me. So chairs being one of them. And it is a 44-year-old car. I think I just said 40 plus years or 40-year-old car, just general terms. Next commenter, Juan Montoya 6622 says, the way you represent the car, GM could have sold 1 million of these things if you're doing a commercial for them back in the day. If you combine all the models together, I think they sold a whole bunch of them. That's why there are so many of them at such good prices. But you also have some like the Z01, which are just completely rare and unseen by anybody. So yeah, thank you so much for that. That means that I'm doing a good job at selling the car. I think that was the main reason why I created this channel. I simply wanted to showcase how someone that's middle-aged could also own and enjoy a 44-year-old car. Older cars are very, very fun to drive, and they're very, very fun to work on. And I cannot feel more strongly about it than to say that I would much rather stay with this car than buy a newer car or a newer Corvette. At Larshin says, things I hate about bad car reviews. Poor undecipherable English. Oof, glad I said that word correctly. We speak that here. Don't know what they speak where you are from. The wind noised. Noped out at 44 seconds. Larshin, yeah, I believe I replied to your comment. My English is sometimes. I try to speak it as well as I can, but unfortunately my Spanish does stick with me often. But I do try to do the best I can. About the wind, I think on newer videos I have managed to control the wind noises a little bit better. When there's a lot of wind, I do a voiceover. There's not a lot I can do about my accent. At JHNSLS978 says, they are called seats, not chairs. Yes, I agree with you. They are called seats. As I've explained, this is not the second or the third comment that I've seen about shares or chairs. There's a lot of them, but we'll try to say seats next time. Thank you for commenting, JH. Guys, these comments, they're either gonna destroy my life or make it better, one or the other. T. Robertson, 1825 says, the quirk is you and you better take care of the rust. Yes, I agree with both points 100%. I am quirky as hell. I wear shirts with zippers on my sleeves, so quirky as hell. Yes, I do take care of the rust. This car is not coated, which is a big problem for me. That's why I don't take it on rain days, and I try to keep it on the garage as much as possible other than driving it. But I do keep a constant lookout for the weather when I'm driving this car. Obviously, there's not a perfect moment for me. Sometimes it rains, but there's not a lot I can do. However, the rust is not bad. I do plan on getting the car coated just in the future, not now. But thank you for noticing that. HLJK6BX says, why get this instead of a newer car? Great question. I actually looked at a couple of cars, going back to my previous answer. I looked at a couple of different cars. Now, I also looked at newer cars. I looked at the Slingshot, a Polaris Slingshot, because I wanted something convertible. And the Slingshot was high on my list. I wanted that car really, really bad. I was really close to pulling the trigger on one. But and it was also a standard, which is crazy. But when we drove it with my wife, it just didn't meet the purpose of it. It's a very nice car to look at. There's a ton of customization about it, but it just felt more like a go car than a muscle car. And I think that was a big problem for me. I wanted something that was kind of muscular and beefy, and I don't know, I just don't think I could see a Slingshot in my garage right now versus the Corvette. Much respect to the guys with Slingshots. I know a couple of them that own a few, and it's a great car. Like I said, I was this close to pulling the trigger on one, but then I saw this beauty and I just couldn't get back to it. So thank you for the comment at HL. At Re8755 says, let me type this again. I enjoy your content. Keep going. Stop stopping yourself with all the self-judgment. Keep up the great work. Thank you, 77 vet. Oh, thank you. And the 77 vet. Wow, what a hard thing to say. Bid say 79. 100%. But thank you so much for that. This comment actually resonated with me a lot. I read this comment and it felt really good to hear it. I know in my earlier videos, I didn't question myself, but I left it open to, if I'm making a mistake, they won't be too hard on me. And I wasn't speaking with too much precision. I also wasn't speaking too much authority or ownership of this car. And I think as I get comfortable in front of the camera, I feel like I get more confident, and this comment definitely resonated with me and it helped me a lot. So thank you so much, Ree. I hope you stay with me for a long, long time as well. Lastly but not least, Torrance Monroe 1233 says, it's great to see the younger generation admire and appreciate the C3 Corvette. Great content. Torrance, I enjoy this comment a lot. I don't consider myself to be on the younger generation. I am currently 34, going on 35, so I think I'm in the middle already. But yes, I did buy this car 2 years ago, and I don't see a lot of people that are my age or younger driving this car, which was the sole purpose of this channel, to allow for younger generations to appreciate what I appreciate and allow for younger generations to admire and love and build love, which is, you know, these type of cars. I will say it every single time, they don't make them like they used to, and that's true. So I hope that younger generations appreciate this, the work that we do on this car, and appreciate the car for what it is and for the type of car that it is. I know I've changed a couple of things here and there, but I try to keep the car as original as possible, and I wanna kind of build this across a lot of different generations for them to understand that you don't necessarily need to own the latest and greatest. You can make something older the greatest that it's ever been. With that being said, guys, I hope I can continue making content the way I'm making it, and there's an overwhelming amount of positive vibes around my channel, and even when I read some of the kind of meaner or more aggressive comments, they're still within good faith. I appreciate that a lot. Any feedback is better than no feedback. I obviously read a lot about this car. I am a fan of this car and I just continue learning. So once again, my channel was built on the sole purpose to educating as much as possible and getting younger generations to appreciate something that I learned to appreciate a long time ago. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I hope you guys enjoyed my channel, and like and subscribe. If you have any comments or feedback, please leave them down below on the comment. Now, I'm going to go back to my house and try to learn how to say chairs correctly and also differentiate between chairs and seats. So I will literally have that on my next video, guys. So thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you guys have a great time, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.